Hi guys, how are you? This is George. Welcome back to our GH lesson room. So today we're going to share with you the G644, the deep powder, the fast giant dipping powder color kit. So first you will get for 6 pieces the fast giant dipping powder, as you can see the colors, and 4 pieces the deep blue, including the base activator at the top and the brush saver. So here's our 6 colors of this red collection of G644. So as you can see, those 3 colors. So here's the GH044 colors on our nail technician. So here's the designs. Today we are going to show you how to make the designs, the ombre and with the decals. So here now we are going to share with you some videos because we are going to prepare for the tutorial later. So here is our limited time lining deal of our diskettes on your August the 13th, the 5 and 05 to 11:05 a.m. the Pacific Daylight Times for the kids. So you have the limited time daylight deals for this one. So let's go for the tutorial now. We already do all preparation. We already washing our hands and do all the preparation like push back the cuticle and to cut off any excess cuticle. So here's the colors we are going to show you today. There's 3 colors. These are the numbers you could choose from our diskette. So now we are going to using the bumper pads. For the bumper pads, actually you can find from our deep powder accessories kit. For the bumper pads, if you have the balm or the primer at home, that you could use it to replace it. So now we are going to dry your nail beds. A use for dry your nail bed, that your powder will be more stick with it. So here's our base. For our base, as you can see, the caps is easy to open and without any stringy look for the base. The flow of our base is good. So we're going to apply the base to your entire nail. From the middle left to the right, and then put 45-degree angle and dip into the color powder. Stay for seconds and take out. So here's the point. We didn't using the clear powder as the base as the first layer. We using the color powder directly. So for the shot now, we don't suggest to use the clear powder. But if your nail are long and you want the nail more thick, then you can use the clear powder. So here's the points. We need to apply the base to your entire nail very evenly every time. Do not apply too much. And dip into the powder, stay for a second. And tie off. Using the brush to help to tie off. So for this now, we're going to repeat the step. We need to apply the base to your entire nail again. So actually for our GH Fast Giant Dipping Powder, it could be dried itself within 30 seconds. So the powder already dry for the first layer. For the second layer, we need to dip into the powder again. So we need to apply not too much or not too lax base to your entire nail. Do not let the base to get on your cuticle skin. And you need to brush evenly and then dip into the color powder. Stay for a second. And take out and tie off. So we're going to do the design for this now. We're using those 2 colors. We are going to do the ombre. We need to take the brush first. So for this now, we need to apply the base to your entire nail. Do not let the base to get on your cuticle. And using the brush to help to apply the powder and sprinkle on the nails, just like that. Tap, 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 tap on your nails. So for those color, we are going to do the half and half. We do the ombre half and half on your nails. Just do the sprinkle like that. Tap, tap, tap. Every time, just tap like that. Slightly tap. And then using the dust remover brush to help to brush off any powder. We need to do around 2 coats, 2 layers. We need to apply the base again to your entire nail. So if you're first to using our GH Fast Giant Dipping Powder, you need to take care when you're doing the nails, during the ombre, you need to do it as fast as you could. And then to tap the powders on your nails, apply different colors, half and half. So using a brush and using your finger to help you tap. Tap, 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 tap on your nails, just like that, slightly. And then to take off any excess, using a brush to help you. So for this kind of the design, we're already done, but we find a place didn't perfect, we're gonna to do another layer on. So guys, if you think the design is not perfect, you could apply the base and do another layer on to fix it. So when you tap on your nails, you need to do it slightly, but as fast as you could. So if you have 2 brushes, that you could using 2 brushes to help you touch different colors. So we already done the design, and then using the brush to help to brush off. Okay, return to another nails. For here, we are going to apply the base. To apply the base to your entire nail, just like that, slightly from the middle left to the right. And actually for our base, it's super easy to open a cap. But if you find one cannot be opened, you could put it in the warm water for around 10 minutes. If you still cannot open the cap, do not force to open. Just contact with our after-sale service, and then you could get replenished one, the new one for you. So here's the point, do not force to open. So here we are going to tap 2 colors. For the bottom, we are using the color more dark. For the top, we are using the colors lighter. So this kind of the ombre too, we need to using the brush to help you. For the second layer, we are going to apply the base to your entire nail again. From the middle left to the right. And using a brush to help you to apply the powder. From the top, we are going to using the lighter colors. Just tap, 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 tap on the nails like that, slightly. And for this color is called 038 from the G644. And for another color is called the GH044. So we're going to use a brush to help to tie off. For these 2 colors, it combines just like the flower and the spring, so it looks gorgeous. We're going to apply the 3rd layer because the powder you are going to use a brush to apply, so you won't feel your nails feel thick. So we need to, during the 3rd coat, to fix the part that we think isn't perfect. we're going to apply again the third coat. So for our GH Fast Shine Dipping Powder, we applied 2 to 3 coats is enough. But if you want more thick, that you could using another layer on. It just depends on you. But every time you need to keep your brush touch slightly for every time that you won't feel bumpy or uneven on your surface. So using a brush to help to tap off. So we're going to turn to the another colors. So for this color, we're going to apply the base to your entire nail again. For the first layer, you must keep your brush flat and brush evenly. So dip into the color powder, let it stay for a second. So I'm going to take out and tap off. We're going to use in the brush how to tap off any excess. So for another layer, we are going to apply to your entire nail too. So this time, so no matter which layer, you must keep your brush evenly so that you won't have the bumpy uneven problems exist. And going to tap off and using brush how to brush off. So after using, we need to keep the cap tightly closed no matter the powder or the dip glue. Especially for the base and the top, you need to use a lengthy wipe to wipe off any excess liquids on the mouth of your bottles. And then keep cap tightly closed. So now we're going to take out our machine, the nail gel, to help to do the filing. Because our powder is the Fast Shine Dipping Powder, is kind of the new formula. So actually for your powders, it could be just within 30 seconds. So when you're doing the filing and the buffing, do not apply the activator. Do not apply the sealer to help you, because our powder do not need it. Cannot overusing the activator. So we're going to use the nail machine to help to do the filing. From the nail plate and turn to the critical part. So actually do not afraid to using the nail machine, the nail gel, because it's kind of the useful way to help to fire off any bumpy or uneven place when you're doing your nails. Especially the powder nails. It's more rough and more stronger than the gel polish. So when you're using the nail machine, you need to doing the filing on the nail plate first and turn to the critical part. The critical part is so important when you're doing your own nails, the powder nails. So every time just keep your machine, making your machines keep the right speed of the machine. So we're going to use in the nail file of this one. This nail file is using for the artificial nails. You can find it from our dip powder accessories kit too. For our dip powder accessories kit, it's including all nail tools that you want when you're doing your dip powder nails. So we're going to using this nail file to do the filing and to do the shaping. Because after doing the powder nails, I think maybe you feel bumpy paste on your nail edge or the cuticle, that you could this nail file to help you. And now we're going to using the buffer. For this kind of the nail buffer, it won't make your nails more shiny. It's just to using for remove the shine and grinding your powder nails more evenly. So we need to turn to a little bit angle with angles that you to let your nails cuticles to be buff more evenly. So we're going to using the buffer. For this kind of the buffer with 100 grit and 180 grit. For the grits that you could choose because different grits with different coarseness and roughness. So actually you could select any grit that you want for the nail buffer. You could turn to the 100 grit to help you to do the buffing and turn to the 180 grit to help to buffing your cuticle part because it will be more soft. So when you're doing the buffing, you need to turn to the side that you feel comfortable because you do not want the buffer to scratch your cuticle skin. And do not over buffing too. And you could use the nail buffer to help to smooth up your nail edge. So every time when you're doing the buffing, you need to keep 2 fingers to help you to hold your nails. That your nails won't feel the scratching. And after the buffing, we're going to brush off any dust particles. So when you're doing the buffing, you need to keep one more thing. When you're doing the buffing, do not over buff and do not press it. Just turn your buffer with the angles that you like and you feel comfortable. When you see the surface, it's already grinding and more and with the evenly surface, that is enough. So using a brush to help to brush off any dust particles from your nails. And using the lint-free wipe to wipe off any dust from your nail plate. Here's the point, because later we're going to apply the activator on the top, that your surface may be more glossy. So now here's the activator. We must use the activator for only one time. When you apply the activator, you need to keep your brush flat, brush evenly to your all entire nails. From the middle left to the right. And then to keep your cap tightly closed. So now here's the top. For the top, we are going to use it 2 times. For the first layer, we are going to apply it for every layer. From the middle left to the right. We need to apply it everything layer, but keep it flat. We're going to apply the second layer on. When you see the surface get times half dry but still sticky. So we turn to another 2 fingers. Because of that 2 fingers, we are going to do the decals using a gold foil and some sequins or golden ring. So we need to using the top to apply the first layer on. We are going to use a tweezer to help to apply some golden foil on your nails. For this kind of the golden foil, you need to use a tweezer to help you to separate it and make it randomly on your nails. We're just doing some decoration on the nails. So here now we're going to apply some the crux cell. So actually when you're doing your nails, do not let the tops to wait too longer. If you found it's already maybe a little bit dry, that you need to apply another layer on. And then to using the tweezer to help to apply some crux cell. Here's the crux cell. For the crux cell and the gold foil, actually you can find to and buy from the Amazon.com too. And then using the tweezer to help you. We need to doing for another nails. We need to apply the top for the first layer. But every time you need to brush evenly. And then using a gold foil. Because the gold foil is kind of the things that very lightweight, so it's so easy to fade off. But when you're using a tweezer, it could help you to press it and let it a soft by the top. To make it on the nails. And try to use a tweezer to help, and using your fingers gonna to press it on your nail plate. So we're gonna to select some crux cell too. When you found it already dry, you need to apply the second layer of the top. But you need to brush it evenly every time. And using the crux cell to do the decoration randomly when you put on your nails. And then select one more sequence and a golden ring to put it on, and using a tweezer to go in to press it. And if you find it easy to fall down, then you are going to apply some top around the golden ring. I'm gonna to using the tweezer to apply okay, when we need to little bit lead it to apply a little bit the top and then to adhesive on your sequins, then let it more adhere to your nails, the designs. So here's today's tutorial of the designs. We're going to using another hand to do the symbol nails for you, the solid nails. For those colors, we're going to show you of the colors from our kit. So when you first, we're going to load the powder, shade the powder, and then open the cap. So as I mentioned, because we are going to do the tutorial that we open all the caps to show you the color. But if you're doing it at home, do not open so many colors at one time. You just need to use the color that you want. That's open the cap. We're going to use the bomb prep pads. And or if you have the primer or the bomb at home, that you could use them. And now we're going to using the base. For the base, we need to apply that to your entire nail. So if you are first using our GH Fast Shine Dipping Powder, you need to follow our this tutorial step by step. So we need to apply the base to your entire nail first, and then dip into the color powder and going to tap off. We normally doing the 2 to 3 coats for the nails. So we're going to apply it and dip into the powder, stay for seconds. So as you can see on the video, under camera, our powder is so smooth and fine, and the color are strong. So actually, for 2 to 3 coats is enough. We didn't using the clear powder as the base powder as the first layer because we do not suggest the sharp nails using the clear powder. But if your nails are long and you want the nails looks thick, that is okay. You're using the powder, the clear powder. For the clear powder, you can find it from our dip powder accessories kit too. We got 2 ounce inside that dip powder accessories kit. It's durable. 2 ounce is 4 times more than the half ounce. So for this hands, we're going to apply all those colors to show you what colors when you see on the nails. For this kit, the G644. So we need to apply the base every time to be evenly on the surface. And then going to tap off. So for this color is the 038. It looks like the flower of the peach. So this color is so adorable and cute. So we're going to using the base again. We need to use it to your entire nail. You need to brush evenly from the middle left to the right, and then dip into the color powder and let it stay for seconds, and take out and going to tap off. So here we are going to show you the normal step when you're doing the simple solid nails. We need to brush evenly and then dip into the powder with 45-degree angle and going to tap off any excess. So every time you need to keep your brush flat. For the critical part, you need to apply it too, but do not let it get on your critical skin. Dip into the powder and stay for seconds. I'm going to take out and tap off. So we're going to using the colors. We're going to using the base to do the powder nails. So every time you need to apply the base evenly and dip into the powder evenly. But before, you need to shake the powder and to stir the powder to avoid it sticking together. So for the top finger, we're going to using this kind of the peach pink color. For this color, we are going to using 2 coats. But if you're doing the nails to your natural nails, you could do this for 2 to 3 coats or 4 times. It depends on you. And then dip into your powder, stay for seconds, and take out and tap off. So from now, we are going to finish the powder and apply. So we're going to use the brush to help to tap off any excess powder which on your nails. We're going to using this nail file to do the filing of your critical parts and the nail edge. So for this file, you can find it from our dip powder accessories kit too. For our dip powder accessories kit, we got 3 nail files. One nail file is just like an emery board. It's using for the natural nails to shade the nails. And another is the ones with sponge on the middle. And this one is for the artificial nail. And it's also for the shaping and the filing too. So using this nail file to shape the critical parts and the nail edge. And then we are going to take out the nail machine, the nail gel. And actually for now, we didn't using the activator because our GH fast shine dipping powder. No need the activator to dry it. We're going to using the machine going to do the filing, the nail plate, and the critical part. So we are going to using the nail machine to help to do the filing, especially the critical parts, because the critical part is so important. Because our critical area, the skin will be moved and lifting every day. So if your nails, you do not handle the powders which near the critical, so you will find the powder will be easy to off from the critical part. So when you're doing the filing, it's so important to pay attention for the critical area. So we're going to use a nail buffer to do the buffing. Here's the point. I think most of our clients, they already watch our so many live stream. You will find we must doing the filing and the buffing every time. So we're going to do the buffings every time to your nails. It's kind of the helping way for you when you let your keep your designs more durable on your nails, and will let your designs look more perfect and glossy on the surface. So every time you must be to do the filing and the buffing. So for this kind of the buffer, we got two sides of both head. We got square and the round. So actually, no matter what kind of the nail shapes that it fixed for this kind of the buffer too. Return to the 100 grid side to buffing the nail plate. And turn to the 180 grid side to buffing the critical part and the nail edge. And then during the remove to do the brush off any dust particles. So we're going to using the activator. Before the activator, actually you could using the Linkfree White wipe off any dust particles from the nail plate. So when you're doing the activator, you need to brush evenly. You need to apply the thin layer. Do not overusing the activator when you're using our GH Fast Dry Dipping Powder Kit. So after using the activator, we're going to apply the top. For the top, we need to apply 2 times. For the first layer, we need to apply a very thin layer and brush evenly. So if you're not so familiar how to do it well, you need to apply this very thin layer on. Do not apply too much or too less to your entire nail. So normally after 3 fingers, we are going to go back, turn to the first nail, and then apply the second layer. Because our this system is nail formula, you cannot wait the first layer of the top totally dry. You must keep it half dry but still sticky, and then apply the second layer on. For the first layer, no matter what layer, you must keep it brush evenly. From the middle left to the right, and brush evenly for the nail plate. And turn to the first nail. When it's still down, half dry but still sticky, we're going to apply another layer on. So for the second layer, we must be to apply much more than the first layer. So and then don't forget the nail edge. So here's today's our GH Fast Dry, the G644 kit. We're going to using those colors to make the designs. So we already done all tutorials. Thanks for watching. Bye.